Yo Gotti, yes, the same man who once rapped "I Got a Crush on Angela" in his iconic 2016 track, Down in the DM, has come full circle. This morning, he went live on Instagram and gave what many are calling the most emotional and raw confession of his entire career. A confession that he wants Angela Simmons back, and is even willing to distance himself from GloRilla and his CMG camp just to fix what he broke. Let me say this again. Yo Gotti said he's willing to walk away from one of the biggest acts under his label, GloRilla, if that's what it takes to focus on the woman he still loves. Let that sink in. This is no small thing. This is not just music or marketing. This is about a man who publicly fumbled something real and is now trying to reclaim it. Let's dive into what was said, what it means, the history between Gotti and Angela, the GloRilla situation, fan reactions, and what we might see next. Buckle up, this one's deep. So first off, let's talk about the moment that broke the internet. Early this morning, out of nowhere, Yo Gotti goes live on IG. No promo, no yo, tap and post. Just him in a hoodie, dim light in the background, and silence for the first few seconds. You could feel the weight. You could see it on his face. He started slow. You could tell he wasn't reading off a script or trying to perform. It was raw, real. He said, "Angela, if you're listening, I don't even know if you still care, but I need to say this. I need to say it in front of everybody because I disrespected you in front of everybody. I messed up. I let pride, ego, business, distractions, all that, get in the way of something pure, something real. You." That hit different. And it wasn't just the words, it was the delivery. Gotti wasn't rapping. He wasn't in CEO mode. He looked tired, humbled, even broken. He went on to say, "You were the calm in the chaos. The peace I didn't even know I needed. But I got caught up trying to be everywhere, doing everything, proving I was that guy. I forgot how to just be yours." Fans watching live started flooding the comments. Some were crying, some were cheering him on, others were skeptical, but everyone could agree. This was the most vulnerable we've ever seen him. And just when we thought he was done, he brought up GloRilla, and not in a disrespectful way, but in a heavy way. "Glo, I love you like my own. You held me down when things were rough. You got my back like a real one. But right now, I need to step away from everything and figure myself out. I need to go back to what I lost, to who I lost. This ain't about music. This ain't about CMG. This is about love. Now hold up." That's a massive statement, because GloRilla isn't just an artist. She's the face of CMG's new wave. She's been killing stages, dropping hits, representing Memphis proudly, and she's been extremely loyal to Gotti. So for him to say that he's stepping away, that's going to raise eyebrows, not just with fans but inside the label too. It opens up questions. Is he stepping down as CEO? Is he distancing himself from the label to focus on his personal life? Is there tension behind the scenes? And most importantly, how does Glo feel about this? As of now, she hasn't posted anything in response. But knowing Glo, she's watching. And knowing the internet, people are already speculating that there's more going on behind the scenes than Gotti's saying. Let's take a second to remember why this even hits so hard. Because this story isn't new. It's been years in the making. Back in 2016, Gotti dropped that now legendary line. "And I just followed Angela Simmons, /boy. I got a crush on Angela Simmons." It was cute, it was bold, and for years, fans laughed about it. But then, the unthinkable happened. Angela actually responded. And slowly, over the years, they started linking up, hanging out, posting pictures, going public. By 2022, they were full-blown goals. Vacations, matching drip, Angela smiling like she hadn't in years. Gotti looking like a man who finally got what he'd been praying for. It was love that felt real, unforced, private but powerful. But then, as always with love in the spotlight, something shifted. In late 2023, the couple quietly went cold. No more posts, no more pictures. Angela started focusing on motherhood, her businesses, her fitness journey. Gotti went back into work mode. Fans noticed, but neither of them confirmed the split. Until now. Now, Gotti's confirming it. Not just that they broke up, but that he was the reason. He fumbled it, and now he wants it back. So what does Angela think? Well, she hasn't said much, but she did post something that has fans reading between every line. Just a few hours after Gotti's live, she shared an Instagram story with this quote. Real love doesn't beg for attention, it just shows up. Woo! Read that again. Real love doesn't beg for attention. That's a message. Not just to Gotti, but to all of us. She's letting him, and the world, know that she's not impressed by public apologies. She wants actions, not performances. She wants presence, not pressure. And honestly, she deserves that. Angela has lived a very public life. From growing up in the spotlight to losing the father of her child tragically, she's had to fight for peace, stability, and healing. Gotti might be ready to step up now, but is she ready to take him back? As expected, the internet is split down the middle. Some people are rooting for Gotti, saying it takes real growth for a man to admit when he was wrong, especially on a public platform. Others are calling cap, saying he had his chance and he blew it, that it's too little, too late. Some fans even believe this could be part of a rollout, a way to generate buzz for new music or a CMG documentary. Others, though, are defending him and saying that no man would risk his label, his artists, and his public image if he wasn't serious. So what now? Will Angela pick up the phone? Will Gotti stay consistent? Will GloRilla address the elephant in the room? Or will this be another case of you don't know what you've got until it's gone? This story isn't just about a breakup or a music mogul chasing his ex. It's about growth, about how men, even powerful, rich, respected men, can still mess up when it comes to love, and how sometimes the most expensive thing you'll ever lose isn't money, fame, or even your brand. It's peace. It's a woman who believed in you. It's love. Yo Gotti is learning that now, and only time will tell if Angela is willing to give him that second chance. What do you think? Should she take him back? Is this a genuine apology or a clever rollout? And what does this mean for CMG, for GloRilla, and for the brand Gotti's built? Let me know in the comments below. Be respectful, be real, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a story like this one. Until next time, stay focused, stay grounded, and remember, love, when real, doesn't need to scream. It just shows up.